I tried to warn you hoes about these light-skinned dudes. Like I told y'all, man, these light-skinned dudes ain't shit. I'm just saying, boy, whoo, they be going off and posting some real extra emotional stuff up on the gram, on Simpstagram. But anyways, that's none of my business. I'm going to read to you what your boy Matt Barnes had to say about some people. He had a pretty bad year, pretty shitty year in 2015, and he went the fuck off. Just on basically everybody. He really, really ripped everybody a new one. I was like, damn, Matt Barnes. What did they do to you, bruh? He must have been pissed when he wrote this. For real, for real. So I'm going to read to you what your boy Matt Barnes had the nerve to post on Instagram, including him shading Rhianna. Who the hell shades Rhianna? That's just sick, right? Anyway, first of all, he posted a meme that read, and I quote, "Success is what happens when you survive all of your mistakes." And we know this light-skinned mofo has made a lot of them. He went on to say in the caption, quote, "Thank God for 2016. 2015, hands down, was the worst year of my life. Lost the woman I loved, the mother of my kids, my dog. I had to walk away from the only thing I've wanted, my own family. They call that karma. So being traded away from a team and city I love, quote, they call that the business. Lied on by a pop star, who's lucky I stuck to the script and didn't expose her lying ass." I guess he meant to say lying, but he said lying or lean at. Anyways, I'm not going to get into people's spelling and grammar mistakes because we all know that I'm retarded. But anyways, he goes on to say, funny thing about texts and pics is they don't lie. I guess they call that getting played. Last but not least, being stuck in the, quote, triangle offense with my ex and snitch. Former teammate and friend who went behind my back, messed with my ex, got caught, got dealt with for being a snake, then ran and told the police and NBA instead of taking that ass whooping like a man and kept it moving. Where'd they do that at? Guess because I didn't snitch. I get a 2-game suspension by the league, quote, they call that life. When it rained, it poured in 15. All this played out like a bad reality show, a nightmare for your amusement and entertainment, for you to critique, make fun of, crack jokes, and laugh about. Quote, what I shoulda did or what y'all would have done. I say all this not for sympathy, because I had a hand in all the bad shit that happened. I was never perfect in my relationship. I didn't see eye to eye with my head coach. I was warned several in capital letters times about old girl, and I introduced loved ones to people who I thought were friends. Lesson learned. This is for all of you who had a fucked up year. To let you know I'm right there with you. We in this together. Everyone has ups and downs in this game called life. It gets better. Quote, I think. Nah, it does. Trust me. Remember, God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. All losers say that, for the record. Not that I'm calling Matt Barnes a loser, because I never heard of him until this situation popped up with him fighting that guy over that fine ass Laura Govan. So I don't know him well enough to call him a loser. Anyways, he goes on to say, quote, stay positive, hold your head, tighten your circle. Wait, does he mean do Kegels? Tighten your circle. Anyway, stay positive, hold your head, tighten your circle, and stick to your instincts. It's not about how many times you fall down. It's about how many times you get up. Well, if you get up as many times as you fell down, then I guess you should pay attention to how many times you fell down, because it's the same as how many times you got up, and that's the reason why you had to get up anyway, because you keep falling. Anyways, here's to freeing your hands of all the bullshit of 2015 and preparing for the blessing God has in store for us all in 2016. Happy New Year. Love, hashtag the bad guy. Here's the deal. Matt Barnes. If your God is so great and so good, I'm just asking, and I know he'll never hear this because I'm a nobody and he's a famous basketball player, as I like to call it, black ball or Negro ball. Bunch of blacks running around and throwing orange balls into orange holes. Just a very, very silly and ridiculous game. Smacking each other on the ass and calling each other baby. Weirdo game. But anyways, I'm a fucking nobody. So he'll never hear this. Oh no. He'll never hear that I said this. But if your God is so powerful, then why give you a effed up 2015? Why not just give you a good 2015 and a good 2016? The truth is, God didn't bless or curse anybody when it comes to, well, not the way that he's wording it. But that's, I don't know whether or not he's a Christian, but that sounds like a very Christian thing to say. You know, Christians don't really think before they speak. They just repeat whatever they heard somebody else say. Because none of that speech made any sense. And you want to talk about being cursed, or rather receiving the opposite of whatever a blessing's supposed to be. I mean, this dude was married to one of the finest light-skinned women ever, Gloria Govan. Excuse me if earlier I called her Laura Govan. I always get them mixed up. Always get my bitches mixed up. No, excuse my language. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, all jokes aside, you know, I sometimes get them mixed up because it's Laura and Gloria. You have the whole aura type of sound in their names, and you know, and they're both fine and they're both light skinned, and you know, they don't really look alike. I mean, Laura, let me make sure I'm talking about the right one. Yeah, Laura is the one that was with Gilbert Arenas. She looks like Alicia Keys, and then Gloria looks like Drea. Okay, he was married to the woman who looked like Drea. Not, you know, exactly like her, because I know somebody's going to be a hater and an asshole in the comment section and be like, she doesn't really look like Drea. I didn't really see it. Just shut the hell up. She looks a little bit like Drea. It's a good reference point for anybody who knows who Drea is, but may not know who Gloria is. Basically, Gloria looks like Drea. Fine and light skinned and just perfect, basically. Beautiful body, gorgeous face, off the chain. But anyways, all I know is this. You want to talk about a screwed up year? I would think that the worst thing that happened to him in 2015 was losing her. If he lost it, did he lose her that year or the year before? Anyway, the point is this. He had that fine ass red bone wife, and I don't know what the hell he did. Like he said, he wasn't perfect in his relationship. In other words, he wasn't doing something he should have been doing. Because I don't know how anybody could take a sip of that fine, light-skinned wine and mess that up. How do you take a sip of that fine light-skinned wine and act like swine? Makes no sense. There's only two types of women that deserve a perfect man on earth, and that's the light-skinned or mixed woman and the Japanese woman. And if you get yourself one of them, you better start acting right. You know, you better just do whatever you got to do to make sure she's happy and make sure she's smiling and make sure life is grand. I'm just saying. But I'm pro mixed woman, so of course I'm going to say that. I don't really care too much about what he said in that lengthy post. I just wanted to share with you guys the fact that he talked shit about Rhianna. She was the pop star he mentioned. He mentioned Gloria, his ex-wife, and her fine ass, sexy ass Rhianna. Oh, and that dude that he beat up. What was his name? Derek Fisher. I had to go look up his name because I don't watch Negro Ball. I don't like the idea of these big ass dinosaurs running around throwing balls in the holes. That's just weird to me. Especially in that fucking Chris Bosh is so creepy. That big gay looking dinosaur, motherfucker Chris Bosh, the one that poured the champagne all in his face like it was a bottle full of nut. Yeah, I don't fuck with that guy. But anyways, this is all my opinion. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine, especially if you're a fine Asian woman or a fine mixed woman or a fine light-skinned woman. Especially if you look like goddamn Gloria Govan. I don't give a fuck if I was his friend or not. I would have fucked the shit out of Gloria Govan and I would have called him and let his ass listen. I'm just saying. That's just me. Meat Magazine.